Being pregnant with more than one baby poses a special challenge with regards to your nutrition. The nutrient requirements for multiples is more than for a single pregnancy, and it's incredibly important to focus on the quality of your food so that you're getting in everything that you and your bubbas need in order to thrive. Hello, if this is your first time you're watching one of my videos, let me introduce myself. My name is Melanie McGrice and I'm a specialist fertility and prenatal dietitian. I love educating new mums and dads about all the ways that good food can improve their health and the health of their little ones. I create new videos all the time, so if you don't want to miss them, go ahead and subscribe by pressing the red subscribe button below. Now, without a doubt, what you eat when you're pregnant will affect your pregnancy outcome. And when you're carrying multiples, nutritional demands are magnified. In multiple pregnancies, the chances for fetal growth restriction is much higher than in a single pregnancy. But luckily, the right nutrition can really have a positive impact on that. When you're carrying more than one bub, there's an increased demand for energy, protein, and many micronutrients. The amount that you need to eat will depend on a few factors, including your pre-pregnancy BMI or body mass index and how many babies you're carrying. In general, you want to modify your intake to reach specific weight goals rather than trying to calculate strict calorie requirements. A practical strategy to help you increase your calories is to include more nutrient-dense fats in your diet. Healthy fats come from olive oil, avocado, nuts and seeds. Fats are very energy dense, meaning that we only have to eat a little to get a significant amount of energy. If you choose healthy fats like the ones I mentioned, you'll also be increasing your antioxidant intake, which may potentially have beneficial effects on your risk of preeclampsia and preterm birth. Now, eating enough is often easier said than done. You may feel very nauseous in your first trimester, and usually the more bubs you have, the more nauseous you'll feel because of higher levels of the hormone HCG. To add to this, as your bubs get bigger, they press on your organs like your stomach, making eating larger meals quite difficult. So if you're struggling with either of these problems, chat to a dietitian so that they can help you manage these symptoms and optimize your intake. If you'd like, you're welcome to book a nutrition assessment with one of our dietitians at melaniemcgrice.com/booknow. Now, looking a little more closely at specific nutrients of concern, let's start with protein. Protein is the building block of all the cells in your body, and since you're literally growing more than one human being, your protein requirements will go up to about 20%. To put that into perspective, a normal weight woman, according to her BMI, who is eating around 3,500 calories to nourish her growing babies, will need about 175 grams of protein each day. That's equivalent to having at least 3 glasses of milk a day plus 500 grams of steak. Now, to meet these high requirements, it's important that you eat a wide variety of protein-containing foods. The type you choose will depend upon your personal preference. Ideal protein sources include lean meat, fish and skin-free poultry, eggs, dried beans, peas and tofu. Now, if you don't eat enough food in general, this protein will be diverted away from your building cells to being used for energy. So eating enough and having enough protein is important. Reaching these goals can be tough, so don't worry about trying to get in all of your energy and protein needs in a single sitting. Try your best to eat energy and nutrient dense more often by splitting your intake over 3 meals and 3 snacks, or even more frequently than that if you need to. Most of your nutrients should come from your food, but in some instances, supplementation is helpful, especially when it comes to iron and vitamin D. Now, many women pregnant with multiples are at a higher risk of iron deficiency anemia. This is associated with preterm delivery, and this is something that we want to avoid. Heme iron from animal sources like red meat, poultry, pork, fish and eggs is encouraged because it's well absorbed and easy for the body to use. Non-heme iron from fortified breads, grains, veggies and nuts can also be eaten as part of a healthy and varied diet. Vitamin D is necessary for calcium absorption, and deficiency is really common in pregnancy. Your bub's vitamin D levels are dependent upon yours, and low levels will increase the risk of neonatal rickets. Getting some sun exposure and taking a vitamin D supplement containing about 1,000 international units of vitamin D per day should be enough to meet your increased needs. But it's wise to have your vitamin D levels tested and supplements personally prescribed according to your personal stores. Having enough vitamin D has also been linked to a higher birth weight and better newborn weight gain. Now, optimising your intake when you're pregnant with multiples doesn't need to be a chore. With a bit of careful planning and support from your dietitian, you can do this. Make sure that you order our amazing Multiples Nutrition Toolkit to give you the full picture of what to do throughout your pregnancy. You'll find the details in the description box below this video. Thanks for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. It's important to try to get in all of your energy and protein. Messed that up. Choose will depend on your personal preference. Whoops.